segue right into our
They had
quarterbacks.
fluke. That was a fluke.
We're going to talk about Michael Vick.
No.
His key
he
spot
pushed
is
him
New
out of
York
bounds.
because of Geno Smith.
He got
But
pushed.
that was the first game. That was against Tampa Bay. Atlanta, he drives down the field with 2 minutes left to put them in field goal position. That game they won. He also made. It was a close game with the Bills.
Atlanta.
They won.
They had 3 wins.
Yeah, but they were still 2-2 at the time. They were both 2-2.
They had 3 wins
He
on the
also beat
year.
the Saints. What about that? Geno Smith beat the Saints. Read
Yeah.
option. Here, a quick fantasy nugget. There was only 3 other quarterbacks that had more 20-point games in fantasy than Geno Smith. I think he might be good. I think he might be better than EJ Manuel.
Geno Smith is good, although you took a shot at him earlier. And he's not better than EJ Manuel because EJ Manuel was injured.
Well, that's not good.
1 year.
I'm not
lingering
gonna say.
injury.
Okay, fine. How about this? Hold on. Okay, Carson Palmer is not. No, that's gross.
Carson
Michael
Palmer's
Vick is
36
always
years
hurt.
old. Yeah, but
That's
Michael
why
Vick
he
is
doesn't
also washed up.
Okay, yeah, but EJ Manuel's had 3 knee injuries in a year.
Yeah, but it's the same knee lingering.
True. That would be bad if it was both knees. But anyway, so yeah, that brings it right to Michael Vick. The Vikings star running back Adrian Peterson talked about Michael Vick yesterday on Twitter, saying that he would make the Vikings instantly a playoff team. Do you think that he would be best fitted in Minnesota? Is there a possibility of him going there next week, or do you think still New York is the main landing spot for Michael Vick?
Well, they just signed Matt Castle, so.
Right. So that scratches
Yeah,
that
I don't
idea.
think he's going to go there.
I think he's going to New York still. I think Mark Sanchez is going to be gone, and they have no one else. You're not keeping Matt Sims as your backup quarterback. I think Michael Vick's going to come in there, push Geno Smith, and he's good enough to upend Geno Smith for right now. Geno Smith was too raw last year to be thrown into the Jets' fire. That was the New York Jets.
I hate the Jets.
That's because you're a Bills fan. So that's
Jets
reasonable.
are just such a joke of a team.
So do you, pity them?
I don't pity
I
them.
can't hate, well, no. I hate the Cowboys like poison. But, I don't want,
Yeah,
no,
but the
I'm not
Cowboys
making
are
a reference outside of the
Cowboys
NFL.
are so good. They should be so good.
Okay, if you're the Indianapolis Colts, I don't know why I said it like that. You can't hate the Jaguars because you're in the division. You pity them. You're like, aw, there's that team in the AFC South that sucks. So, I'm just saying, there's no one in the NFC East for me that I can't hate because they're all potentially good. But if I were you, I would kind of pity the Jets because
I
they
don't
suck.
pity the Jets. They beat the Bills last year.
True, but I don't know who's in the better position this year to succeed, the Bills or Jets.
Bills. They have EJ
Right.
Manuel.
Exactly. Oh, well, I don't know if that's why. But
Best running back duo in the league.
okay,
Good young, with a lot of potential in the receiving core.
right. Yeah, you're probably. Yeah,
Led the league in sacks last year.
they did. They had Mikal Roby. I like
Yes.
it. I want the Eagles to get Bradley Roby from Ohio State
Are they
because of
brothers?
what I saw from Roby.
Are they brothers or something?
So, yeah, Michael Vick to me is going to be around the Jets. The Jaguars signed Chad Henne, so that scratches them. Honestly, he has one spot where he can be a starter, and I know I've heard rumors about Oakland, but I think they want to address it more in the draft. And I heard the Bills maybe is a potential landing spot, but I don't know. I think they might go in a different direction backup-wise unless they honestly think Manuel isn't the future, like our friend of the show. I don't know if you can say he's a friend. Brendan Harrington said on last podcast. So, moving on from Vick, let's talk about one other quarterback other than Michael Vick. Who's the next best quarterback available in free agency if you're committed to taking your quarterback in free agency?
Josh McCown.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah, this is a thin mint.
Especially with
I hate
Thin
thin mints.
I love Thin Mints.
They're like those Nilla cookies. They're so plain.
Yeah, but it's good.
I hate thin mints.
You get the chocolate. It's
I
like
like the peanut butter Girl Scout cookies. Apparently, it's Girl Scout cookie season, so
Yeah, it is.
gotta give me some peanut butter ones.
No, not the peanut butter. The Thin Mints.
You know what I feel bad for?
What?
The Boy Scouts.
Yeah, I know.
What do they get?
They sell popcorn.
Nothing. Yeah.
Popcorn.
They sell these odd, no-name brand popcorn
No, they sell half-ass
Okay, yeah.
popcorn.
with weird flavors too. Like I bought buffalo wing popcorn from Boy Scouts because I have a cousin that is a little Boy Scout, and it tastes like garbage, like absolute garbage.
Oh yeah.
How do we get from okay? Yeah, because we
No,
were
but
talking
anyway,
about the quarterbacks.
Thin Mints are. I mean, like,
No one likes mint with chocolate. That's disgusting.
no. Are you kidding me?
Mint.
Everyone has mint
Who
with.
choose? Okay, I'm gonna choose some mint gum while eating my chocolate bar. That's
You
disgusting.
ever had chocolate covered mint?
Ugh.
You've never had that?
Memento? Wait, I don't
No.
know.
So there's this restaurant I go to,
Okay.
and when you're done with it, they bring you a plate with some mints. That are chocolate covered.
Oh, is it the Olive Garden?
No, it's the Lancaster Country Club.
Oh, okay.
But
Fancy.
that's not my point. I'm saying chocolate and mint goes good, unlike the
Chocolate.
Jets in winning.
Oh, that's good.
Next player.
Next player, Matt Schaub. Does he have a future as a
yeah.
starter anymore after his one terrible
Yes.
year?
He was a playoff quarterback.
Yeah.
One bad year. The Texans fans are such scumbags. He got hurt, and the fans started cheering. That's so scummy.
But it was like one section of the fans. They were the rowdy drunk ones, probably. I kind of I feel like you might see Matt Schaub in a Cleveland Browns uniform.
No.
I don't know. They might. They might go get him.
That would be awful.
Actually, no. I take that back because I forgot about Brian Hoyer. I keep forgetting about Hoyer. I think they're definitely drafting someone. So never mind. I don't know where Matt Schaub's gonna end up. The most disgusting place he can land up is New York, the Jets. I see the reason why I don't think it's gross for Vic is because the offensive coordinator there, Marty Morningway, was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles when Vic was there, and he had that successful 2010 year. They ended up departing on a bad note, of course, in 2011. But I don't know where Matt Schaub's going to be. I think Josh McCown's going to end up sticking in Chicago because I think the only reason he succeeded was because of how well Mark Trestman coached that offense. And to me, he's a 37-year-old veteran backup quarterback, journeyman quarterback, who you cannot. I mean, I don't.
Josh or Luke? Who do you like better?
Josh, I can't stand Luke. He's the backup for St. Louis. I mean, for New Orleans now for Drew Brees. He's the McCowns. That's not a good last name for the NFL.
Why?
It's not successful.
I know it's a good last name.
There's just two gross quarterbacks.
I know it's a good last name for the NFL.
What, Smith?
I was gonna say Johnson.
No. Oh, yeah.
Who's the best
obvious
Johnson?
one.
Who's the best Johnson?
Josh Johnson, backup for the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
That is awful.
Let's talk about running backs now. Running back is maybe one of the deepest positions in free agency this year. Some young guys with some potential high ceilings that have been injured in Darren McFadden, a proven veteran running back that's looking for his first big payday in Maurice Jones-Drew, and then a young guy that really has not been given a chance due to injuries and because of just better players on their team, Ben Tate. Out of these three, and maybe someone else that you may like too that is in this market, which one is the most impactful running back, and which teams do you think will make a splash in free agency getting a running back this season?
I will take none of the above.
Okay, who is your choice?
No Sean Moreno.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about him.
The reason
embarrassing.
why is because he's
No doubt.
he's an
Moreno.
all-around
Yeah,
back.
oh,
He
yeah.
can receive and he can run. And I can see him going to New York Giants. David
Yeah, they need a
Wilson
running
is a bust, and Andre Brown's a free agent. Bring in No Sean Moreno, and they could finally get a good running back ever since Bradshaw and Jacobs left. And not the old Jacobs when they brought him back. The good one when they won the Super Bowl in 2007. That year.
I've become infatuated with Cleveland. I feel like Moreno would be a great fit there too.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of these running backs would be good there, but a place that I think he's going to end up is Oakland.
No,
I think they're going to part ways from McFadden, and I think they're going to go no Sean Moreno. I think they're going to get a quarterback in the draft. I think the Raiders, they have so many positions that they have to fill. So but
Here's
they
what
gotta start
Cleveland
somewhere.
does.
What does Cleveland do?
Trade down to about 6 through 10, a pick there.
Yeah,
Then
okay.
they get themselves another second, and they draft Justin Gilbert in the first round. Now you have Joe Hayden and Justin Gilbert,
Yeah, true.
and then you go out and get Derek Carr, and then you get another one of those deep receivers because it's a very deep receiving class.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I like Moreno to Oakland. I think Cleveland's gonna. No, I think Cleveland's. I hear that they like Ben Tate a lot. I'm gonna stick with Ben Tate going there. I like Ben Tate. I thought He was productive every time Arian Foster went down. Ben Tate seemed to produce, but he kind of has that little injury bug too. But the one that's just would actually be a productive player if he would just stay healthy is Darren McFadden. Um, the guy was a stud in Arkansas coming out of college. He got drafted into Oakland. He had a pretty good rookie year and just never stayed healthy again. He would always come in and out. He would be in product, but he's a big-bodied running back. So I don't know. I kind of like McFadden, but what about MGD? I see him landing with either Miami or the Giants. I think he's going to either the Dolphins or the Giants. I like MJD to Miami. I think they need a guy next to Lamar Miller, who was not that impressive last year. They cannot commit to Lamar Miller heading into next year in the OTAs.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision. All right, do you have any other free agents?
Yeah, we're just gonna wrap the free agent frenzy up with safeties. We could talk receivers, but I think we both know that. Well, actually, no. I like Decker to the Colts. I think he's a situational receiver that some offenses will fit his need more than others, and I think Hakeem Nicks is going to Carolina. He's from there. They desperately need receivers, as Brandon LaFell and Ted Ginn are both going to be free agents, and they don't seem committed to keeping Steve Smith on their roster anymore. I like the fit of Hakeem Nicks to the Panthers. So let's talk some safeties. I just threw in my punch about Hakeem Nicks. Clearly, we've talked about this before, you're linked to the Buffalo Bills heavily, and you know better than anyone how good of a player Jairus Byrd is, but the headlines over the past couple weeks is if he could stay in Buffalo. He turned down their 3-year deal that was apparently a substantial offer.
30 mil.
And the Bills will not tag him. How good of a chance do the Bills have of re-signing Byrd? And if he does not go back to Buffalo, where will he go?
Slim chance. In my opinion, they just re-signed another safety, Aaron Williams, who was a converted corner. They got a few years ago, and I like him. Played good last year. He had to go back to corner because of the injured secondary, but he still wants the Bills to re-sign Byrd. I don't see it happening, but if it can, that'd be amazing. Because in my opinion, he's the best safety in the league.
I'm praying he signs with Philadelphia, but I think Chicago's a place that he can go. I think that they are clearing up some cap space to maybe get an impactful safety, because they really haven't had a big-time safety. They've always had good cornerbacks, but I've never really known of a big, impactful Bears safety, so there is another option. And also maybe joining his former defensive coordinator, Mike Pettin, in Cleveland, if they lose T.J. Ward. And that's perfect. We'll talk right about Ward. Ward or Byrd, who's the better safety?
Byrd is the best safety in the league.
Yeah, I agree, actually, but I like Ward, too. He kind of reminds me of Cam Chancellor. He's a big-bodied safety that a lot of time plays up as a fifth linebacker and is used in run gapping, closing up run gaps. And
although you don't see Jay Byrd miss a tackle.
Oh no, I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying Ward is a big-bodied player too, but he's just not as proven as Byrd, which is why. And Bird's only 27. He's in his prime, but I just don't know how happy I would be thrilled with giving that much money to a safety. I don't know what you do, but the draft's got some pretty good safeties this year. But if you're a team like Philadelphia or Chicago, I don't know if you want to take a risk of not getting those safeties in the draft and maybe just go and pay for one of these guys. Another guy is Dante Whitner, who's also a free agent that
Dante Hittner.
Dante Hittner, that people really don't talk a lot about. He's another guy that might not get paid as much, but maybe he'll make the same impact.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be as good.
I feel like he was feeding off of how well that 49ers defense was, because he wasn't that great in Buffalo.
And he's getting old too.
Right. So Byrd and Ward are the two guys with the most promise in the free agency mark. But hey, it's gonna be fun next week seeing there's some big name players in this free agency period that are gonna be going to different teams. Not everyone's gonna be re-signing.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fun. So that's gonna wrap it up for today's NFL offseason podcast free agent preview. We will be back next week recapping the free agent frenzy, all the news about who signed where and all that hoopla, and then we'll get back into the NFL draft. So that's going to do it. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at DB